everybody and welcome to our first Notcutts cooking from home video. What I'm going to do today is just show you how to make a simple omelette, making it really easy for you, but making it as perfect as possible. Today I'm going to be using 2 and 3 ingredients, mushrooms, spring onions and cheddar cheese. But the key about this is how we actually put the omelette together. So first of all, there's 2 things to do. We need to cook our mushrooms and spring onions. So first of all, we're going to get the pan hot, and I'm just going to chop down half a mushroom. This is about 60 grams of mushrooms, and just chopping this down nice and fine, keeping your fingers away. You'll probably see the skills that are there to do that, but you don't need to chop quite that fast. A little bit of oil into the saucepan, just a tiny little bit, about a tablespoon. That goes in first of all, and then we drop our mushrooms into the pan. So the mushrooms go in, and they start to seal in there. While that's happening, I've got a couple of washed spring onions here. Again, chopping nice and fine, keeping your fingers away from the blade. You just go simply through the spring onion, all the way through, just like that. Now these have been topped and tailed and washed, so they're ready to use. And then straight into the pan with the mushrooms. So they go in, you can just hear those sealing away there. Right, onto our omelette. Now it's very important to take the pan that's been used before, so this is obviously a well-used pan, and it also needs to be shallow and deep. So we don't want the pan to be too wide. To get that omelette nice and thick and moist, we need to have it very shallow and very narrow. So while that's warming up, we're just going to crack our eggs into here. 3 eggs for this recipe. So the eggs go in, using a pan to drop the shells into. What I'm also going to do here as well is a little bit of shell in there, which we need to fish out. If that does happen, the easiest thing, use your fork and just pull that out. There we go. You don't want anything strange in there, so there we go. So just whisking those through. We need to get quite a bit of air into the omelette. So just whisking those through there. Then I'm going to add a little bit of milk into there, just about a tablespoon of milk. This just makes it a little bit lighter. What we need to make sure when we're doing this is we're getting a lot of air into that mixture. Right, once we've done that, a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper into the mix. Then just come back through again. We also need to do the same with our mushroom and spring onion mix. Give a little bit of a stir. And that actually is just about ready, so we can turn that off. Turn that one off there. And then we're going to go on to our omelette mix. First of all, into the pan, a little bit of oil just to around the base. We don't need quite as much as that, so the oil will go back in there. And then we'll just keep that little bit of residual oil there. It's important that the mixture is nice and hot. And although people say don't use a metal fork or a whisk in a pan like this, what you want to do is ensure you get the air through. So as you can see, that's already starting to lift. Now what I'm doing all the time now is mixing this egg through. So you'll see, as I'm doing it, I'm mixing it through all the time. So it's moving, and it's really important that your pan has been well used, as I mentioned, and it's non-stick. Now I can move that off the heat for a second while I'm working the egg through. I like Saturday Kitchen, where they leave the egg half raw. We're not going to do that. And bring it all the way around, and then make sure we incorporate all that egg mix into our pan. So as you can see at the moment, it's still quite soft. That's the way we want it to be, because we want it to be what they call in French baveuse, which means the centre is quite soft. Now I've already got a mushroom mix here, but because my mushroom mix is nice and fresh, I'm going to use that straight into there like that. So as that's cooking and sealing, the mushroom mix is in, and also to make this really nice and flavoursome, we've got some grated cheese, about 60 grams of grated cheese. So half a mushroom, a couple of spring onions, grated cheese. That's now starting to set. As it sets, I'm just going to tip that over. And there we go. Beautiful, lovely coloured omelette. That's nice and soft in the centre. What I'm then tempted to do now is going to just turn that off. We'll get ourselves a plate. Turn this on. A look for the salad box. So with it, which we can use a little bit of dressing on as well. There we go. And our omelette, just to make sure it is absolutely, and we're pretty sure that it hasn't stuck around the edge, but to make it perfect, just move that on the edge, flick it over, and there we have it. Perfect. One mushroom, cheese, and spring onion omelette. Perfect. That's the way to make omelette, folks.